So for today, I thought we'd just do some, I'm going to call them half asanas or halfanas. So we're going towards a few simple backward extensions, but not aiming to complete, kind of aiming to feel what's going on. So first of all, I'd like you just to sit, if it's comfortable to sit. If it's not comfortable to sit, then equally it's yoga. It's being one with your body and what you need. So you might find that today you could bring your hands to Namaskarasana and lie on your back. And as long as the intention is there, the spine is long and the legs are bent, that's fine. You come to Namaskarasana this way. Okay? Or, if you feel so inclined, sit in Sukhasana. But change across your legs. We're all creatures of habit. Bring the hands. Relax the shoulders. Release the tongue. Breathe. If you're sitting up straight, lengthen the spine towards the ceiling or the sky. Widen the breath out to the left and right side of the body and to the front and the back of the body. If you're lying on your back, allow your spine to be long. Allow the natural curves to find their right space, so there's comfort and ease. Relax the skin around the eyes. Release the tongue. And just take a few breaths here. Allowing the eyes to be released, particularly when you inhale. Bow down your head. Release the hands. Open the eyes. And raise the face. Okay. Right, we're going to come to Chaturangasana. Don't get confused as Chaturanga Dandasana. Chaturangasana is on all fours. If you need padding, put some padding underneath your knees. So the knees are underneath the hips and the hands are underneath the shoulders. Okay. Now if your wrists are particularly tight, you can get those wedges and you can put your hands on the wedges, or you can have your hands on the front edge of your foam pads, or if you've got a blanket, you can roll the blanket back like this. And then, now you want to make sure though that it's still comfortable on the wrists. Often, so if you look at where my hands are, the wrists are higher than the knuckles. Okay? Often I see people do that. And because the pressure is greater, they think that it's helping. It's not, it's making the wrists do more work. So to give them support, you want them like this. Okay? Press down the ankles. Balance the weight in the left and the right knee, the left and the right hand, and just observe there. Now your pelvis is at the base of your spine. The sacrum is this wide bone right at the bottom of the spine. Okay? We're going to do, we're going to sort of move the spine, so it's going to round into the back, and then the spine is going to become concave towards the front of the body. So rounding the body, so the spine, I said, into the back, moving, so the spine rounds out away from the back. So with an exhale, just round the spine, tailbone presses towards the head, head comes in, and then you curve the spine the other way. Do it from the pelvis, keep the spine nice and long, so you're being aware that you're not just moving from the lower back, but you're trying to make the spine tall. start to lengthen the neck, but without jamming the neck, without jamming the lower back. And then go the other way. Now you're trying to go for maximum length as possible. So come back, come back, come back, round the back, round the back, round the back. And then go back the other way, curving the spine. Relax the eyes, release the tongue. Shoulders away from the ears. Press down into the hands, press down into the ankles. Take the spine up. Go the other way. Lift and lengthen through to the crown of the head, shoulders away from the ears, tailbone up. Go back the other way again. I remember Gita being asked why what is known as the cat-cow wasn't in Light on Yoga. I was in Pune at the time. And she said, how big do you want Light on Yoga to be? As big as possible, please. It's such a brilliant book. And then just come back to Chaturangasana. So now, does the spine feel longer from the tailbone to the crown of the head? You should feel like you've created space in the rib cage, across the shoulders, pressing the ankles down. So we'll go through those two movements again. So we'll round the back. And then we'll concave the back. Looking up, taking the tailbone up, but again without jamming the lower back. And then round the back. And concave the back. Making sure you're just aware of all the movements you're going on through the whole of the body. And then again come back to neutral. Chaturangasana. Relax the shoulders. Release across the neck. Broaden the collarbones. Then you're going to go just back to Adho Mukha Virasana. So bring the big toes together and just keep the hands pressing down, but just allow the bottom to reach the heels and stretch the arms forwards and rest the head down. And then look forwards. Press down into the hands, lift the body up, press into the feet. Come up onto all fours, Chaturangasana, separate the feet. Let the weight come forwards just a little. You'll feel the abdomen work if you're pressing the ankles down. And then slide back. Big toes together, exhale, take the bottom back. Rest down. Relax the head, relax the eyes. Inhale, come up. Onto all fours, Chaturangasana, feet apart. Press the ankles down, let the shoulders come slightly further over the hands unless your wrists don't allow. And then slide yourself all the way back, nice long spine. Feet coming together, bottom resting on the heels. Breathe. If your knees don't allow this to do this pose, you can just cuddle your knees in towards your chest and lie on your back. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, lie down on your tummies. Rest your head in your hands. And I want you to open up the front of your hips. So just place your hands where your abdomen, the lower abdomen meets the legs. And just pull that flesh forwards just a little to open up the fronts of the hips and the very tops of those thighs, where your thighs meet your hips. Okay? And then rest on the elbows and pull the abdomen just a little bit further forwards. Now to lengthen through the thighs, we're going to bend up a leg. Now if you have poorly knees, you have to be super careful here. So you do this without any knee pain. Yeah? So you lift the leg up and then you draw the leg. You want to feel a length through the thigh. You might just be looking for movement without pain. So you may not even feel the length through the thigh, but just that very action, picking the leg up. Yeah, it does the knee, it allows the knee to work, allows that knee joint to move. Those of you that can, you pull the heel towards the bottom. And then release the leg. And just feel when you release the leg, that movement that you do to release the leg away. Okay? And then the second side. This is Parsvabhakasana. So the spine is long. If the spine feels like it's jamming in the lower back, just slide the elbows slightly further forward. So you don't have to lift yourself up so high. Okay? And then your arm reaches back and you may reach the foot, you might not. If you can't reach the foot, just let the leg bend up. If you then take the arm back, see if you can reach the foot. Make sure that the knee feels comfortable and then gradually ease the foot in towards the buttock. Now notice how that front hip area wants to shrink away from the floor. Don't let it. Keep it down. Keep it long, but comfortably long. Now be aware of the movement that you do when you push or you let go of the foot and you let the foot go to the floor. Release the leg down. First side again. So you might find that you can get a little bit more movement now. So pick the leg up. Take hold of that foot if you can reach it. Levelize the shoulders. Keep the pelvis level. Keep the sides of the waist level. And just allow the foot to come towards your buttock. And then be aware of the movement. So just hold on to that foot as the foot goes away. Notice how the shoulder wants to follow. And then let go of the foot and place it down. And the second side, so bending up the leg. Again, you just need to do that. If that's all your leg can do, that's all your leg can do. And you go, thank you, leg. Otherwise, go back, grab the foot, and then pull the foot in if the knee is happy to, if the lower back is happy to. And then release. So look, I'm still holding the foot, just feeling that movement, and then I'm allowing the leg to go down. Rest down. Relax the head, relax the eyes, feel the comfort that you have in your spine. And now you're going to come up, you're going to take your belt, and that's going to loop around the ankle. So you just bend up the leg. If you can't hold the foot, or if the knees don't allow again, just loop the belt. And it can loop either onto the top of the foot or onto the ankle, but make sure that it's tight enough that it's not going to slip down. And now what you're going to do is it's a half bow pose, half Ardha Dhanurasana. So you're just going to literally, to begin with, just keep the thigh on the floor and press the ankle back. Yeah? You can push with this bent arm a little as well to lift the chest a bit more. Look forwards. Breathe. Levelize the pelvis. Make sure the spine feels comfortable. If it doesn't, drop the shoulders down a little bit. And then release the belt. Try not to get too tangled up in it. So a shorter belt actually is better than a longer belt for something like this. Second side. So the belt is around the ankle. The elbow is supporting the chest. My spine is straight left to right side. Yeah, and my spine is curved through the upper back just a little without causing lower back pain. And then you press the foot into the belt. keeping the thigh down, feeling that action through the leg and the lift of the upper spine, the thoracic spine. Look directly forwards and breathe. And then let go of the belt and release the leg down.
Take a couple of breaths, rest the heart, rest the head.
So this time we go a little bit more. Obviously you can stay with where you were at, but otherwise put the belt around. Okay, we're coming up to a little bit higher, so you can walk that elbow in a little bit more if you wish. If you are using the belt, use the belt. You put the belt around the ankle. If you're not using the belt, because you don't need to, maybe you've got very long arms like me, you can take the ankle here. So this is really good if you have like a discrepancy, if you're not sure about how to work one leg. You can really focus in your bow pose on just working this leg correctly. Yeah? I don't know, Kate, if you're watching this, but when one knee always gives you a little bit of problems. So you can use just your awareness, just in this one leg, just do it on one side and see if you can find a way to do it completely comfortably. So make sure the foot is going up away from the shin. You're extending into the inner edge of the big toe. And then you lift, you press the foot into the hand and the thigh comes a little bit away from the floor. Thigh going straight back from the hip. And then exhale, release. Try and have the same lift on the chest, left and right side, so you can compare. Take hold of that foot. Extend into the inner edge of the big toe. Press the ankle into the hand. Toes going up towards the sky or the ceiling, depending whether you're inside or out. Breathe. And then release. Rest down. So now you have a choice, and that choice is to do the first side and the second side again, or to go full pose. So if you're going full pose, and you're doing it with a belt, I'll demonstrate that first time. Take your belt, and you need to put 2 loops around. So it's a bit tricky, but you put 1 loop around one foot, hold it, and take the other foot, place it in, and do the second loop. Yeah, so we're holding both feet individually. Okay, press the ankles into the belt, lift up, come tall. Now that allows the spine to be much longer. Breathe. And then exhale, come down.
Take a rest. Now you know how that felt, so you can let the legs go. And if you notice, my toes are turned in and my heels are out. That's giving me a nice broad buttock area. But with a nice broad buttock area comes a nice wide lower back area as well. Okay?
I'm going to just lift and lengthen my body forwards a little bit.
And then if you feel like you've lost the opening at the front of the hips, just from the sides of the navel, pull that flesh forwards and then widen the abdomen. Back of the neck long. Bend up the legs. Those of you who are going to do it without the belts, you can just take the ankles now. Those of you using the belts, get the belts around your ankles. Those of you doing the second side, one Ardha Dhanurasana, just take the other leg now.
So lift, take hold of the feet, extend into the big toes, roll the shoulders back, ready to lift, like they're going to do Chaturanga. Now point the toes and lift. Breathe. Relax the eyes and release the tongue. Look forward forwards or a little up. See if you can exhale, take the feet a little higher. And then follow the breath and come down. Rest.
Toes are in, heels are out. Make sure the lower back feels extremely comfortable. Breath smooth and even.
And then inhale, come up.
Come onto your knees.
And just very gently walk yourself back. So in a half a forward fold. Alright? And then from here, you're just going to come down. Just do a very gentle twist. So you're going to turn the body over the right knee. And stretch forwards.
Keeping the left side of the body down. Keeping the right side of the body long. You don't want to go too far, that you're making a curved shape. There's just a very gentle rotation, keeping that left shoulder down. It will want to be up. So take the left shoulder down. And then come back to center, stretch forwards, Adho Mukha Virasana. You should feel like you're a little bit lower in the pose. It should feel very nice on that left side of the back. Lift up, turn the navel towards that left knee, just a little. Stretch through into that right arm and rest the head down again. Breathe. Being gentle with yourself, feeling what needs to go on. If you look at me, I haven't gone that far. It's just enough to get the body to feel like it's doing a little bit of a rotation. Releasing out those back muscles. And then come back to center. Stretch forwards. Okay, so that's one thing to do. The other thing to do is you can lie on your backs now. Have the arms out at a comfortable height. So again, I said this is very gentle, so we have to be kind to ourselves. Alright? And here, just rock the knees over to the right. So my feet are apart. Yeah? The knees are apart. And I'm just going to very gently take the knees over to the right. And come back to center. Over to the left. Not so far, just gently. Just a little bit. Not all the way to the floor. Breathing. And come back to center. Then you can walk the feet in a little. So the feet are quite close to the bottom now, knees together. You can have the arms out in line with the shoulders to open up the chest. Feel the lift of the sternum. Now the knees stay level. Take the knees over to the right, keeping those knees level. Stretching out to that left arm. Extending into the fingers. Come back to center. Over to the left. Extending into that right hand. Stretching out. And come back to center. First side again, keeping the ankles glued together, keeping the knees glued together, allowing yourself to find how far you can go. You might be able to go down to the floor this time. And come back to center. And then over to the left, last time. Stretching into that right, from the right hip to the right knee, keeping those knees level, feeling an even greater length on the sides of the waist now. And then come back to center. Rest onto your back, make the spine long. There is a natural curve in the spine, in the lower back. Don't try and push your lower back to the floor. Only let it happen when it happens naturally. And then bend up the legs one at a time, so that both knees end up in towards your chest, and just cuddle those knees in with your hands either on the fronts of the shins or behind the backs of the knees.
feet down, coming back. We're going to work towards Chaturanga Dandasana because it's very good for the spine. But the first one's going to be resting on the elbows. Now, if your elbows have a tendency to splay out, you can tie a belt around the elbows. So you'd measure from armpit to armpit and put the belt across the elbows. If they don't splay out, then there you go. The elbows stay underneath the shoulders and the hands press down. See, I'm on my knees at the moment. My shoulders are over the elbows, and I'm just going to step one leg back. Make the leg nice and straight, and then step the other leg back. Work the legs, hold the pose. You'll feel your abdomen just coming in to help out. You're not actually having to do anything. The abdomen's just doing it for you. Thighs are firm, and then come back down onto the knees. You can stretch back Adho Mukha Virasana. Okay, now look forwards, bend the elbows again. So now so you're turning this portion of the elbow so that the pointy part of the elbow, the funny bone, goes down. So take your funny bone down, engage the humerus, engage your sense of humour. Now you're going to step the other leg back as far as you can, coming onto the ball of the foot, lift the chest, look forwards, and then the second one, and hold. Pressing the forearms down, relaxing the eyes, releasing the tongue. Legs strong. Bend the knees. Walk the knees forwards and stretch back. Rest the head down. Take some breaths. Relax the eyes and release the tongue. Okay, so now if you want to look this way, we're going to add something else into the mix. One Chaturanga arm. Sally, this is for you, my lovely. Thank you for sticking with this one. So you're going to look forwards, turn the humerus down, engage your sense of humour. You're going to step back with your right leg, step back with the left leg, keep the right arm pressing down, take the left hand, bring it back so the shoulder is lifted. Keep the right arm pressing down strongly and then release the arm down. Now try the other side. Left arm back, Chaturanga arm. Work the legs. Feel how the abdomen is engaged still. Keep breathing and smiling. And then place the hand back down. Walk the knees in again and stretch back. Take some rests, take some breaths. Now you've got the option to do that again, or you've got the option to come down from your dog head down. Okay? So here it's a slightly narrower stance for your dog head down. So if you lie on your tummies and get your Chaturanga positioning. So the hands, I've moved my blanket back so you can see that my hands are back further than underneath my shoulders. I've tucked my toes under. Yeah? And then you're going to come up into your dog head down. Yes? So take the dog head down. Now look forwards, bring the shoulders over the hands to make a plank, so your bottom will be up in the air a little bit. But your body should be pretty parallel to the floor, collarbones broad. Look forwards. Now, as you bend the elbows back, your shoulders have to come forwards and your legs have to, the heels have to stretch back. Okay, so keep those actions. Heels back, bottom will feel like it's staying up a little. Do not drop your bottom. Okay, but keep the bottom in line with the shoulders, bend the elbows back, let the shoulders come forwards. Hold the pose, 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 and release. Those of you doing it on your elbows, I hope you've done it, or did you just watch that one? You can have a go now on your elbows. So you can just press into the elbows and lift yourself up. Breathe. And anybody who's just done Chaturanga, if you want to work harder, you can do that too. And then pop yourself down and take a rest. Breath smooth and even. One more dog head down. into plank, into Chaturanga Dandasana. If you're on your elbows, get ready to lift. Lengthen the spine, lift the hips, work the legs, engage the thighs. Look forwards, come into your plank position. Your bottom will feel slightly higher, spine parallel to the floor, shoulder blades moving down towards the waist. Look forwards, elbows bend back, shoulders come a little further forwards, work into the legs, work into the arms, open up the chest, press down into the hands, breathe, and then exhale, come down. Rest. Lie on your backs. Have the legs bent. Allow the spine to be long as you lie down. So just lie down this way. So I'm lengthening my spine. I'm pressing onto my elbows, making my spine as long as possible. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. As you exhale, let the tissues release, and then just lift your head up. Lengthen the back of the skull away, and then lie back down. Settle the head to the floor. There should be a natural curve in the back of the neck, and the throat should feel soft. Check that you're straight line. So you might want to lift your head up again. Navel, breastbone, nose. Lower yourself down. Release the arms down. Slide those legs away, giving your hips a little bit of extra space. So you let the feet flop out to the sides, or the heels be a little bit wider if you need to. Support underneath the backs of the knees with a bolster if that's what's required. Rest the head, the mind, the brain back. Shoulder blades are tucked deep into the back. Breathe, release, and let go. Rest back deeply. Rest there. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20 minutes. Whatever your body needs to reset. To come back to feeling fresh. Think of it like a shower. You know how long you want to take a shower for. Sometimes it's just till you've washed your hair, and sometimes it's just to stand underneath the water. That's how Shavasana should be. Sometimes the hair washing takes much longer than others, especially when you have hair like mine. So you have to know this. If your brain is battling with lying down, maybe you need 20 minutes. If your body is tired, maybe you need 20 minutes. If you feel like you only have got 3 minutes, maybe you need at least 5. So don't shortchange yourself on your Shavasana, on your relaxation. Allow yourself to rest. We all lead, or most of us lead, such busy lives. And it's time to get up carefully from the side. Sit tall. lengthen the spine. If you're still in Shavasana, carry on enjoying it. If you're no longer in Shavasana, thank you for following this practice, and I'll try and get a few more up very soon. Bye bye.